Hey, how's it going? I'm on the PTR for the first time. I haven't actually been on yet, but I want to try survival at least a little bit before the new patch. Test out that
5,
4 set.
4,
The new set is
3,
actually pretty good. I'll be real.
2,
I've quite
1.
enjoyed it in this dungeon. I haven't done many dungeons yet, but yeah, it's Vortex Pinnacle as well, a new old dungeon. Blizzard did say that they were going to make this dungeon actually good. Not like Shadow Moon Burial Ground and Temple of the Jade Serpent, where not a lot happened. They were really old dungeons and they didn't change them that much. But I have already done it. I'm recording this audio afterwards, and I can safely say that this one is also very boring and not a lot happens in it. As I get hit by a knock-up, it's probably going to one-shot as well on high keys. So, I said boring. It's not boring. It's really fun. It's really short, fun dungeon. It's just nothing happens in it, really. Mechanics are very basic. Anyway, the Survival 4 set, it got buffed. Now, when you kill command an enemy, it'll put a debuff on them, and they take 100% increased damage from your bomb. But that's capped at one target, so as soon as you kill command another target, debuff disappears from the original target, so it's like a single target bomb. But it's big. It's probably going to be like exactly this. If you're wondering, like an early impression of where survival currently is, it's basically exactly where it's been this entire first season, where it's going to have really, really good single target. But the AoE kind of lacks still. The 4 set, it reduces bomb's cooldown when you spend focus, and it also increases bomb damage by 100%. To your main target, the one that you kill command. You can see the little icon. Hold on, let's kill the shield first. This isn't it's one of the affixes. Let me kill command. There we go. See that little claw icon I have above the bomb? That thing? Yeah, when you kill command a target, you have 8 seconds, and then bombs do extra damage to it. And then the 2 set is when you use a bomb, then kill command's going to do a little bit extra damage, but kill command is like no damage, so you don't really care about that bit, or at least I wasn't really caring about it. I'm not even tracking it. And yeah, I mean, maybe I should talk a little bit about the affixes. It's not survival hunter though, so who cares? But I've got the shielding. Oh, I say I've just joined a pug, but the pug has got the shield one, which I didn't even see on the notes. I didn't know this was even an affix, so this is news to me. A little shield ad spawns, you kill it, or it puts a tiny, tiny shield on all the enemies at least. Well, you'll see it later in the key. We don't let it go through. It puts a tiny shield on. I don't know if this is legit though. Like it wasn't in the notes. I don't know if it's coming out in 10.1 or if they just put it on the PTR to like try it out. I really don't know. So don't take that as this is definitely an affix coming out. Also, we have the afflicted one, but as survival hunter, you cannot deal with the ghost things at all. So it's just ignore it and be sad when your healer doesn't deal with it. I don't know if I should talk about the dungeon either. I just want to talk about survival, but like I'm doing the dungeon and I feel like I should talk about it a little bit because this has all been new to like lots of people. It was new to me. As they don't do anything. There's like one important interrupt that I've noticed, which is not the wind bolt. I mean, the wind bolt didn't seem to do very much. I don't know. It's a cyclone. Whenever there it is, he's gonna cast a cyclone. I think it's gonna go off. It banishes me. There we go. That perfect timing. Yeah. So you don't let that go off because it banishes somebody. And then of course there's they keep doing it, but the circle, you just walk out of the circle or it knocks you off like it did to me earlier in the key. There's the shields. Look at the little shields. You can damage them. And we didn't kill one, so they got a little shield on the ads, but it's a tiny, tiny shield, and yeah, it's a fine affix. I like it. It's cool. I have just been like blitzing through my words. I should pace myself. Anyway, Survival Hunter, it's really, really fun. The new tier set, I really like it. I made a whole video where I was like, I hate this thing. It's trash. We're never going to use it. And then they buffed it, like mega buffed it. Making Wildfire Bomb do 100% extra damage. Kind of crazy, actually. Like, I know it's only a single target, but it's kind of crazy. And yeah, it's pretty fun. And it's probably going to get nerfed because it's just a bit too strong, probably. It's kind of like on the realm of how good our current tier set is. Like, as in, our current tier set was the best tier set in the game. This one's probably going to be the best tier set in the game for single target again, as it currently stands, if I was to guess. Just like early, trying to work out the numbers, because you can't properly sim it, but you can kind of sim it. So I don't know what the point of these ads are, by the way. Like these lurking tempests, what? I don't get it. They hide, right? I get it. They look. I get that they hide when you look at them, but they don't do anything. They're just there, I guess. I don't know what's going on in the dungeon, by the way. I'm probably distracting if you just want to watch what's going on. These 2 cloud princes, they do turbulence or something. They put that blue circle. You just saw the blue circle. You don't stand in that, I guess. I didn't stand in it, but it's kind of easy to dodge. And then they'll do a turbulence where it's like pushing you back and does some damage. they don't really do a whole lot. And then there's this boss, this tornado looking dude, and well, he's kind of like, it's like Shadow Moon Burial Ground, this dungeon, where there's these bosses with like 2 mechanics and they don't really do a whole lot. This guy was definitely the hardest one in here, but he still didn't really do anything. This guy does a cast, look at the lightning bolt, you interrupt it, or you feign death it and then let it go on somebody else. But it doesn't do anything, and then he puts the shields here, and then I don't understand this bit. This is why I was like kind of confused. So you're getting zapped by the tornadoes, so I was like standing close, and then I tried to go into it to like see if it removed some. I didn't really get what was going on. I mean, I can imagine it would hurt a lot at high key levels, like, but I didn't really know what was going on. But I'm assuming these lightning bolts will probably one shot, then the tornadoes will probably one shot if you go into it, and then this phase hurts like crazy. I don't know what, I'm assuming there's something you've got to do. I had no idea, because it's like, look at all that damage these little tornado zaps are doing. And I just stand in it because it doesn't really do anything. But, I mean, it does reduce your movement speed and attack speed. I know that now, didn't know it at the time, which you can remove as a hunter with disengage, and if you're a gnome like me, you can use escape artist and remove it that way. But then again, you don't actually have to stand in the tornadoes, I don't think, so just don't do it, I guess. Like the boss, he's got this mechanic where it zaps your loads, and like I don't know if when you stand in the tornado, it's called Cyclone Shield, right? So maybe it shields you a bit from the damage from the lightning, is what I'm guessing. Don't assume that's what it does, because I really don't know. It died. We didn't really do anything. Somebody died in the group though, so I guess it hurts a lot. It's just a boss like all the other old dungeon bosses were. It doesn't really do anything. Pretty bland, not exactly that fun. By the way, this ad pack, best ad pack in the dungeon. It's just an ad pack full of all these little water things that don't do anything. They have no mechanics. They put a shield on themselves. I don't know if I don't see them doing anything. They do a little bit of damage with the shields, I think. But like, this is the best pack right here. A pack that does absolutely nothing, but there's a whole load of things to hit. I love this. This is like, you know, Altairus Academy. You've got that pack with all the plants. It's amazing because they don't do anything. And I don't think Blizzard realizes that the best packs in this game are these, where you get like little moments where you get to just go crazy. You know, don't have these all the time. We'll just have one pack like this in each dungeon and I'd be so happy. It's like that reward, you know? It's like, okay, you've done all this stuff, all that challenging stuff. Here you go, just go crazy with your DPS cooldowns. And it's great. I didn't even use my cooldown there, I should have. I didn't realize they were going to stay alive for a while. I thought they were going to die instantly, but they didn't. Anyway, Quad Assault, by the way. It's so overwhelming now. It was already overwhelming, but look, alright, I'm holding onto my bomb for too long, but I wanted to explosive shot, but I had to kill command before I wanted to use my bomb, and then I held on to kill shot for too long, really, and then I've got a bomb here. I've got a kill command first, and now I've capped on charges, but I also have to kill shot at the same time, and I should really use a butchery right now, otherwise it's going to cap on charges, but I've got a kill shot, and I almost didn't kill shot there, and I would have missed it. There's so much going on, because you want to kill command now as well. It's like throwing kill command into the mix when you've already got so many other things to do. And yeah, I'm new to the tier set. Like if I play this loads and loads and loads, I'd get used to it more, and I'd realize, hey, explosive shot, probably have to wait on using that straight away, because you can't really use it at the start anymore. You got to use the kill command now, and it's so overwhelming. You get too many bombs too fast. You have too many things to do, and these howling gales don't make any sense. This isn't related. This is the dungeon. I think they're just bugged, but they don't do anything. I think they're supposed to knock you back. They currently don't. I think it's just a bug. I assume it's a bug. There's a lot of things that don't really do anything in this dungeon. I think maybe some of it's just bugged. And these green circles, I had honestly no idea. I thought it was a healer trinket or healer ability at first. It doesn't really suit the dungeon. I'm pretty sure the dragon's doing it, but it seems to heal you and all the enemies if you're standing in it. And the red circles as well, that's me doing it, that's the trinket. It's that dwarven trinket, it did a lot less damage than I thought it was going to do, kind of sad, but I was testing it out. Also, you might have noticed the new weapon, I've got it equipped, I've just used it now, and it's got, wait for it, there, see that lava wave? I'll probably do another one in a second. Wait for it. There it is, wow, look at that animation, it's cool, right? It is actually a really cool animation, it's just, it doesn't do any damage right now, or very little damage. And yeah, these mobs you want to, we can trank shot them, so whenever they use their vapor form, just make sure to trank shot them, otherwise they have a lot of reduce. It's another one of the, I forgot there's 2 of these packs. Oh, this dungeon is great. This dungeon I actually really like just because it's so short and there's some fun packs, even if they don't do anything. But yeah, they put a shield on themselves. It's fun. It's real fun, real fun. I'm just holding on to this bomb for way too long. So if you're watching this and you're like, hey, I'm trying to figure out how to play the spec, do remember that this is my first time using the tier set, so I'm kind of getting a bit overwhelmed. Because yeah, you want to make sure that, so with the tier set, I assume you want to make sure that you're kill commanding your target that you want to bomb before you bomb. Regardless of focus, I don't think you really care about focus with it. It's like, you just use it, you overcap on focus, but it's going to be worth it, I assume. We'll see. Right now, we barely have any time at all to press Mongoose Bite, so I don't know if you've noticed, but I haven't even taken Mongoose Bite this dungeon. I don't know if it's going to be worth it. I assume it'll be better in AoE to take Raptor Strike and just not take Mongoose Bite at all. But then, with bosses like this, Mongoose Bite's just going to win out, probably, so in a long run of a dungeon, you probably still want to take Mongoose Bite anyway. But I was trying it out. Raptor Strike, it's a lot less fun, but yeah, it might be stronger in AoE just because you don't press Mongoose Bite at all. You don't have time to get those 5-stack Mongoose Bite windows at all. Like, you just don't have time. As for this boss, he doesn't really do a whole lot, but he does have like one main mechanic. So he's got breath, he's got the tornadoes, and then if you can see these winds, so not the tornado winds, but there's like these wind lines that are kind of going forward right now. You get this buff, so you see I've got haste increase and movement speed increase. So it's all dependent on where your position is in terms of the boss and then the winds. So right now the winds have switched, so I've got a red debuff. But if I go on the other side of the boss, then I get a green debuff. So you want to have the green debuff. Basically, it doesn't matter where you're facing. I'm just testing it here. It doesn't matter where you're facing. It matters where your position is in terms of the boss and you. It's kind of confusing. So right now the winds are going, well, they've just swapped. So you kind of just got to keep an eye on the winds. It's got to be you and then the boss towards where the winds are. But the haste buff is nice, and I like that part of the fight. It's just nothing else happens. I should have really wanted a tornado just to see what it did. I assume it lifts you up in the air or it just does damage or something like that. But it's just I want more damage. I want more. It doesn't do a lot. And it's kind of like, he's an old dungeon boss, so that makes sense. That's an old dungeon boss. Of course he's not going to do much, but then I thought the whole point was that they were going to add more things to these bosses and make them do more things. Maybe that's still to come. Maybe like with, I don't know, it's almost the end of the PTR cycle, right? So I feel like it could be the finalized version. I hope it's not, though. Oh, I've just realized 10 stacks of the Altairus Trinket as soon as I use Coordinated Assault here. Oh, hold up. Gotta check this out. Kill shot. And it's gonna be, it's pretty big. 260k. Alright, I gotta just, hold up. Another one. Got to see how big it is. 250k, that's quite big. Oh, it's 245, but yeah, new Altairus Trinket is really cool. So it's different for every class. It affects a different ability. So for Survival Hunter, we got Coordinated Assault and Stampede. Whenever you press one of these, it consumes stacks that come up throughout the fight. Like 260k, that's a big kill shot right there. But yeah, you gain stacks as you use abilities. It stacks up to 10, and then you press Coordinated Assault, consumes all the stacks, and it gives you a buttload of agility, and it's really, really damn cool, and I like it, and I hope it doesn't get nerfed. Probably gonna be our Abyss. Let's be real, it's gonna be our Abyss. It's a huge trinket right now. Also in this dungeon, there's these little patches where there's lightning. It doesn't do anything. I don't understand if it does anything when you pull the mobs, but it doesn't do anything. It's just there. So that's the thing. I assume when you pull the mobs it does something, but I honestly could not tell you. And then there's these orbs. Do they give percent? I don't actually know, but they don't do anything either. I don't think. Yeah, they give percent. Not very much, but they're just kind of like spread out, and they pulsate, maybe? They don't really do any damage, but they can't really do damage because if they do damage, there's nowhere to stop them. Like, they're really spread out. You'd always have to mass stun them, and it's awkward. So you probably have to grip them and then stun them, and it's not feasible in Mythic Plus. So it's a weird pack. And then more fun packs. There's some really big packs in the dungeon, and it's really fast. So it's good. These guys, there's a heal that you have to interrupt. Other than that, I couldn't tell you what they do. There's the heal. Interrupt it. Go on me. Well done. I'm really excited to pull this pack and the pack beside it, because that's probably going to be fun. I still don't really know what they do. They cast Rally as well, I think I saw, but I don't know what that does. And then Flanking Strike, I just used it there, but it's in a weird spot where I don't really use it at all anymore. I don't even want to take it, really. You don't need the focus, but I take it for the extra bomb damage, because bombs actually do damage with a tier set. But really, you just don't care about focus, basically. I don't know how else to say it. Focus, like in single target, it's more relevant, but even then, it's like, well, yeah, it's more relevant in single target, I guess. These things do a lightning thing. I have no idea. I fan deathed it, so I don't know what it does. I think it goes on somebody else. So sorry, other person, if that hit you. There's the lightning again. I didn't go in it. I should have really went into it to test to see if it actually does anything when you pull mobs. But yeah, the lightning lash is on me again. I just turtle it because I don't know what it does. It's scary. It might do something. I'm assuming it does a lot of damage or it stuns you or something. But yeah, it has a nice indicator to tell you that you're targeted. So if you get targeted, then feign death it, or turtle it, or use it defensive. Unless maybe it has something to do with them lightning fields on the ground that don't seem to do anything. Maybe you like hide in it with the okay, I don't know. I'm going to say that maybe you hide in a lightning area with it. That could be it. It just came into my mind. I don't know though. I don't even know what it does. I'm just guessing. Yeah, don't take this as a guide video. I'm just testing out Survival Hunter. And then there's this pointless pack again, which they do damage. Like I'm looking at the healer. The healer's healing like a lot of HPS right now, so they do pulsing damage. Okay, I don't know how you deal with that if they do way too much. Then do you just stun them? This is weird. And then the final boss, another boss that this one has the least mechanics in the whole dungeon. It doesn't do anything. Also with the single target rotation, I don't really talk about it, but Spearhead, we're probably not using it anymore. Like Sims is still not a thing, we might end up using it, but what it does might be the play in single target, and that means that our best single target build will pretty much be our best Mythic Plus build, which is kind of huge. It means doing AoE we don't really lose any single target damage, which is kind of sweet. The boss, yeah, you stand in this little triangle thing he does. That's the mechanic. He also spawns a little, you can see the star in the back. I was ignoring it to see if it did anything. I realized it didn't do anything and I've just left it there the whole time. But I assume they'll do something and you'll have to kill them. But yeah, right now they don't do anything at all. And the boss does nothing. I'm gonna be honest, I think this is the worst boss I've ever done in this game before. It does nothing at all right now. It's just a training dummy. It's horrendously bad. So I'm assuming they're gonna add stuff. It could be cool. Like he's a wind boss, right? You could have wind mechanics. You could fly up in the air. You could do all sorts. I assume. Or is he a thunder guy? I don't know. Just add some mechanics, please. Thank you. Though I do say all that. I am looking at the healing meter, and we are taking damage. Just a little bit of damage from something. Maybe the spark. So something's going on. I just don't know what it is again. These bosses are not very visual with what's going on. They don't. It's bad. It's a really bad boss. But yeah, that's the dungeon. I went in basically blind. I knew what the last boss did because of time walking. I had a brief look at the second boss because I heard he did a wind thing, so I did check that out, so I knew what that was about. Oh, that's so bad. Look at that. I'm checking the damage breakdown. Look at that. That's the weapon, the Dijon pillar thing. It's really sad that it's so weak. It's good that I don't know. Here's the damage breakdown anyway. We got, look at that explosive shot and the kill shot doing big damage. And remember, the PTR is scaling me down, so I'm at 410 eye level in this dungeon. At 440 or 450, these are going to be gigantic crits. And then the bombs. Bombs are all split up, but they're doing most of the damage by far. Like you can't really tell because it's all split up. If I put them all into a combined spell, it's probably like, I don't know, 50% of my damage, I'm assuming. 40, 50% will be from bombs. Maybe less. No, probably about that. Probably about 40% if I was to guess. Yeah, new Survival Hunter, it's quite a lot different than it was last year. It's actually very, very different than it was last year. We're more about bombs now, even though bombs are still weak in AoE, which is funny. It's an AoE spell, but they're really good in single target now. Single target, we're going to kick butt. We're going to be like top tier again with single target, so that's nice. And a lot of the raid has single target bosses this time, so we're actually going to, I'd say we're very viable this patch, especially in raid. Like in raid, we're probably going to be one of the better specs. I mean, maybe that's a bit too early to say, but like this tier, we've been one of the best, if not the strongest single target spec in the game. That's not really changing next tier. It's gonna probably stay the same. So since there's gonna be more single target bosses, we should be more viable. We might not be a meme. We weren't a meme this season. I don't know why people said we were. We've been really good this season. But yeah, this following season, if you want to play survival, just be warned, for some reason the perception on the spec is really bad, so people might not invite you to groups and stuff. People might laugh and say, haha, you're playing survival, that's terrible. But then, you know, you'll show that you're actually like doing loads of DPS, you'll make them all look bad. So yeah, anyway, that is a long talk about survival. I feel like I rambled and kind of just went through words really fast in this. I just wanted to show off the dungeon and the dia set a bit. So yeah, have an awesome day, and like and subscribe and comment. Yeah. Goodbye.